Let me ask you something. You probably know someone, maybe it's a coworker, a neighbor, maybe even a family member, who earns really good money, better than average. They drive a nice car, they go on trips, they eat at good restaurants. And yet, somehow they're always a little broke. Always saying, I'll start saving next month. Always saying, I just need a little more money and then I'll get serious about this. Sound familiar? Here's the thing that should shake you. Studies show that the average American, someone earning $60,000, $70,000, even $80,000 a year, has less than $1,000 in savings. Less than $1,000. That is not a math problem. That is a behavior problem. And today we're going to talk about exactly why that happens, and more importantly, what you can do about it starting today. Welcome back to Thin Line Big Money. I'm here to give you real talk about money. No fluff, no get-rich-quick nonsense. Just the habits, the mindset, and the moves that actually separate the people who build real wealth from the people who just look like they have it. In Episode 1, we talked about the 50-30-20 budget. Episode 2 was about investing even when you don't have much. Episode 3, we broke down the Roth IRA and how $200 a month becomes $700,000. If you haven't seen those, go watch them. Links in the description. Today, we're going deeper. Because even if you know the 50-30-20 rule, even if you have a Roth IRA set up, there is still one invisible force that destroys more financial futures than anything else. It's called lifestyle inflation. And it's probably already happening to you, even if you don't realize it yet. Let me tell you about a guy. We'll call him Marcus. Marcus is 25 years old. He lands his first real job, $45,000 a year. He's excited. He's finally making real money. He moves into a decent apartment, buys a used car, cooks at home, saves a little here and there. Life is good. Simple, but good. 2 years pass. Marcus gets a promotion. Now he's making $58,000. A $13,000 raise. Huge, right? He deserves it. So Marcus upgrades his apartment, nicer neighborhood, nicer building. He gets a newer car. Nothing crazy, but noticeably better. He starts eating out more because, hey, he works hard. He picks up a few extra subscriptions, some new gadgets. And here's the problem. At the end of every month, Marcus is saving almost exactly the same amount he was saving when he made $45,000. He made $13,000 more per year, and he has almost nothing extra to show for it. And before you say that would never be me, I need you to understand something. Lifestyle inflation is not a weakness. It's not a character flaw. It is a completely natural human response. When you have more, you want more. When everyone around you is upgrading, you upgrade too. It is built into the way we're wired as social creatures. But just because it's natural doesn't mean it's not devastating to your financial future. Let's do the actual math, because this is where it gets painful. Say you earn $3,500 a month. You spend $3,200. You're saving $300. Not bad for a start. Now you get a raise. You're earning $4,500 a month. Great news. But over the next few months, your expenses quietly creep up. Nicer groceries, better gym, a streaming service here, a subscription box there. Maybe you start taking Ubers instead of the bus. Small things, nothing dramatic. But your spending is now $4,200 a month. You're saving $300, exactly what you were saving before your $1,000 raise. Now multiply that over 5 years, over 10 years. Every raise, every bonus, every extra bit of income, absorbed, spent, gone. Your wealth never moves. Only your lifestyle moves upward. This is the silent retirement killer. This is why people hit 50 and panic. Not because they never earned enough, because they never kept enough. Here's what makes lifestyle inflation so dangerous. It feels justified. Every upgrade feels like a reward, like progress, like you've earned it. And psychologically, there's something called hedonic adaptation. It means that no matter what we have, we get used to it fast. That nice apartment, Within 3 months, it's just normal. The new car? Normal. The restaurant meals? Normal. And then we need the next thing to get that same feeling again. We are on a treadmill, moving constantly, but not actually going anywhere. The rich don't escape this psychology entirely, but the wealthy ones have systems that protect them from it, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about next. Let me introduce you to two people, Taylor and Jordan. Same age, 26, same city, same job, same $3,800 monthly take-home pay. Taylor's mindset: I'll get serious about money once I'm earning more. Right now, I deserve to enjoy life. I'm young, I worked hard, YOLO. Jordan's mindset: I'm going to build the habit now while the stakes are low. Even if it's just $200 a month, I'm starting today. Taylor saves nothing for 10 years, then panics and starts investing $500 a month at age 36. Jordan invests $200 a month starting today at age 26. They both invest until age 65. Let's see what happens. Jordan invested less money per month, but ended up with nearly $270,000 more. Because Jordan had one thing Taylor didn't: time. Every year you delay investing costs you more than the year before. That's how compound interest works. The growth is exponential, not linear. Let's make this even more real. Say you delayed just 1 year. You're 25 now. You say, I'll start at 26. That 1 year of waiting, assuming a 10% average annual return, costs you somewhere between $50,000 and $100,000 over the course of your investing life, depending on your contribution amount. 1 year, $50,000, gone. Not because you spent it, just because you waited. So when someone tells you you're too young to think about this stuff, they are accidentally giving you the most expensive advice of your life. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is right now, today, after you finish this video. Okay, so we understand the problem. Lifestyle inflation quietly eats your raises. Waiting costs you a fortune. So what do we actually do? The answer is a concept that sounds simple, but most people never actually implement it properly. It's called pay yourself first. Most people's money system looks like this: get paid, pay rent, pay bills, buy groceries, go out a bit, buy some stuff, and then save whatever's left. And whatever's left is usually nothing, zero, maybe $20 if it was a good month. Wealthy people do not save what's left after spending. They spend what's left after saving. That one flip, that is the whole game. And here's the key word: first. Not later, not at the end of the month. The moment your paycheck hits, a portion of it leaves immediately, automatically, into savings or investments, before your brain even knows it existed. Now, here's where most people mess up. They hear pay yourself first, and they think, great, I'll just remember to transfer money at the end of the month. But they forget. Or they're low on cash. Or they tell themselves, this month was rough, I'll do double next month. And they never do. The secret isn't willpower, it's automation. Willpower is a finite resource. Every day we make hundreds of small decisions, and every one drains it a little. By the time you get to the money decision at the end of the month, your willpower tank is empty. But a bank automatic transfer? That doesn't have feelings. It doesn't get tired. It doesn't care that you had a rough week. It just moves the money. Every time. There's a psychological principle behind this too. Out of sight, out of mind. When money is automatically moved to savings before you can touch it, you adjust your spending to whatever remains. You don't feel deprived. You just adapt to your new normal. And your wealth quietly grows every single month. Start with 10% of your income. If that feels too much, start with 5%. The number matters less than the habit. You can always increase it later, and you will once you see it working. If you earn $3,000 a month, 10% is $300. That's it. That's your starting point. This is important. Your savings should not be in the same account as your spending money. Open a separate savings account, ideally a high-yield savings account that earns you interest while the money sits there. Keep it at a different bank if possible, so there's friction to access it. Friction is your friend here. Go into your bank account settings. Set up an automatic transfer. Every payday, that percentage moves automatically to your savings account. If you get paid on the 1st and 15th, set the transfer for those exact days. The money moves before you even see it. This is the mindset shift. Your savings transfer is not optional. It is not if I have extra. It is a fixed expense, just like rent, just like your phone bill. Non-negotiable. Every month, no exceptions. This one mental reframe, from optional to mandatory, is worth more than any financial product you'll ever buy. Every time you get a raise, before lifestyle inflation has a chance to absorb it, increase your savings percentage first. If you get a 10% raise, immediately increase your savings by at least 5%. Half goes to your future. Half goes to enjoying your life. That's balance. I want to show you something that is going to change how you see money. Because most people think they need to invest big amounts to build real wealth. They don't. Let's look at $100 a month. That's about $3.30 a day, less than a cup of coffee. If you just put $100 a month in a regular savings account for 30 years, you'd have about $36,000. Your own money back, basically. But if you invested that same $100 a month in index funds at an average 10% annual return, you'd have over $220,000. Same $100, same 30 years, 6 times more money. That difference is entirely compound interest. You don't need to be rich to start investing. You need to start investing to become rich. That's the direction, not the other way around. You've probably heard the latte factor. The idea that if you just stop buying coffee, you'll be a millionaire. People make fun of that idea. And honestly, skipping your morning coffee alone isn't going to make you wealthy. But the underlying principle is real. It's not about coffee. It's about small, consistent leaks in your spending that you never examine. $15 a month on a subscription you forgot about. $40 a month on impulse food delivery. $25 on apps and services you barely use. That's $80 a month conservatively. And most people have more than that. $80 a month invested for 30 years at 10%, over $175,000. Again, not the coffee, the habit, the awareness, the consistency. Let me leave you with this. The thin line between staying financially stuck and actually building wealth is not your salary. It's not your job title. It's not your background or where you grew up or how expensive your city is. The thin line is your system. Most people let lifestyle inflation silently absorb every raise they ever get. They tell themselves they'll get serious later when they earn more. They spend first and save whatever's left, which is nothing. And then they wonder why, after 20 years of hard work, they have almost nothing to show for it. But you now know better. You know that lifestyle inflation is real, it's psychological, and it's automatic, unless you fight back with a system. You know that time is more powerful than amount when it comes to investing. You know that pay yourself first, automated, non-negotiable, is the system that actually works. And you know that $100, $200, $300 a month invested consistently over 30 years becomes something that can change your entire family's future. So here's your action step for this week. Just one thing. Go to your bank account. Set up an automatic transfer, even $50, to move on your next payday. That's it. One small step. But that small step is the thin line. If this episode added value to your financial thinking, hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel grow and reach people who need this information. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're building a complete financial education series here. Budgeting, investing, retirement, side income, all of it, one episode at a time, in a way that actually makes sense. And drop a comment below. I want to know, what's your biggest money habit you're working on right now? I read every single comment, and I reply when I can. Episode 5 is coming soon, and it's going to hit different. We're talking about the one financial mistake that people make in their 20s that haunts them in their 40s. Until then, stay on the right side of the thin line. I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe for more.